ruined lodge sits on a lonely Irish mountain. Locals once said masked elites met here at night, drank to the devil, and performed forbidden rituals. One story even claims the devil himself joined their card game. But what really happened on this hill, and what is only legend? Tonight, we uncover the truth behind Ireland's Hellfire Club. Welcome to Timeless Europe, where forgotten history, dark legends, and hidden societies come back into the light. In this episode, we travel to Ireland, to a windswept mountain overlooking Dublin, where a ruined stone lodge has carried a terrifying reputation for nearly 3 centuries, a place tied to scandal, secret gatherings, and supernatural rumors. This is the story of the Hellfire Club of Ireland, and by the end of this documentary, you'll understand what was real, what was exaggerated, and why the legend refuses to die. High above the city of Dublin stands Montpelier Hill. Today, hikers climb it for the view. Photographers visit for the landscape, but for generations, locals avoided this hill after dark. Wind moves differently up here, sound carries strangely. And at the summit stands a broken stone lodge, roofless, scarred, and silent, long before the building existed. Folklore already warned that this hill was not ordinary ground. Some stories claimed it was once a sacred ritual site, others said it was a crossing place between worlds. Whether true or not, the hill already had a reputation before construction even began. And that matters, because legends grow faster where fear already lives. Around the year 1725, a hunting lodge was built on the summit. It is commonly linked to William Connolly, one of the most powerful political figures in Ireland at the time, according to local tradition. Builders used stones taken from an ancient burial cairn nearby. People warned them not to disturb it. Soon after the lodge was completed, a violent storm reportedly tore part of the roof away. To locals, this wasn't weather, it was a warning. But the building remained and soon gained new occupants who would make it infamous. By the 1730s, the lodge became associated with a controversial social circle made up of wealthy young elites, aristocrats, politicians, influential men with money and power. They gathered for private meetings, drinking, gambling, and theatrical behavior. Later writers gave them a name, the Hellfire Club. Now, it's important to be clear and responsible here. The historical record confirms scandalous behavior, but many darker accusations appear decades later. So throughout this story, we separate documented behavior from later legend. That distinction is where truth lives. Contemporary sources describe the group as heavy drinkers, shock humorists, religious mockers, social rebels. They enjoyed offending polite society. They held themed gatherings, wore costumes, made blasphemous jokes. In strict 18th century religious culture, that alone created outrage. They didn't need demons to be called devils. They only needed to be disrespectful. Now we reach the most famous story. According to folklore, one night during a card game at the lodge, a mysterious stranger joined the table. He behaved normally, until a card fell to the floor. One player bent down to retrieve it, and saw the stranger had cloven hooves. Realizing they were playing cards with the devil himself, panic broke out. The stranger vanished in fire and smoke. It's a powerful story, but historians classify it as folklore, not documented event. Still, stories like this don't appear without a cultural reason. They reflect how society felt about the group. Later retellings accuse the club of occult ceremonies, black magic, animal sacrifice, demonic rituals. But here's the key historical point. There is no reliable primary evidence confirming satanic ritual practice. Most accusations appear in later moralizing publications. This is how scandal evolves into horror legend. When elites behave badly, public imagination fills the gaps. These men were powerful, irreverent, wealthy, untouchable. That combination breeds rumor. People transform offensive behavior into supernatural evil. because supernatural evil feels more satisfying than simple arrogance. By the late 1700s, activity at the lodge declined, fires damaged the structure, ownership shifted, the gatherings stopped, but the stories did not, and once stories attach to a place, they rarely leave. Over the next centuries, ghost stories multiplied. Visitors claimed to see shadow figures, burning windows, black animals with glowing eyes, phantom footsteps. No verified hauntings exist. But atmosphere plus legend equals experience. When people expect fear, they often feel it. What likely began as a scandalous gentleman's club became, over time, a supernatural conspiracy in public memory. This happens often in history, especially when secrecy, wealth, and religion collide. The Hellfire Club became a symbol, not just a group, a symbol of elite corruption and forbidden behavior. We are drawn to secret society stories because they combine power, secrecy, rebellion, forbidden ritual. They feel like hidden chapters of history. Even when exaggerated, they reveal cultural truth. Today, Montpelier Hill is open to visitors. You can walk to the ruins, stand inside the broken walls, look over Dublin from above. By daylight, it's beautiful. At dusk, it's unforgettable. The most evidence-supported conclusion is this: the Hellfire Club was likely a scandalous elite social group known for offensive humor and excess, later transformed by rumor into a cult legend. Not demons, not summoning, but rebellion exaggerated into myth. The Hellfire Club reminds us that history is shaped not only by facts, but by fear, outrage, and imagination. Sometimes the legend grows larger than reality, and sometimes that legend becomes the real story people remember. This has been Timeless Europe, where history and legend meet in the shadows. If you enjoy dark history, secret societies, and forgotten mysteries, subscribe and join us for the next journey, because Europe's past is never truly silent.